Hair loss in perimenopause. This is a raging topic on social media these days. Perimenopause and hair loss. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about both of them together with some of the main causes that lead to hair loss in perimenopause. And we discuss some of the solutions which you all can do to combat this a wild and quite a mysterious ride that women are facing in the most challenging phase of their life. First of all, perimenopause is not a disease. This is a condition which every woman will experience specifically after 35 years of age. However, in today's times, I see a lot of young women behaving like perimenopausal women. So, this is your sign to understand the causes and jump into those solutions right away. The number one cause of hair loss in perimenopause, yes, you are right, it is our hormones. As we hit 30, and 35 years of age, there is a steady decline in our life giving hormones estrogen, testosterone, progesterone. Now, estrogen and progesterone are mildly fluctuating, because of which our hair growth cycle gets directly impacted. These two hormones keep our hair growth cycle in the anagen phase of hair growth, which is the growth phase of our hair cycle. And just to give you a context, our hair grows in three phases: the anagen phase, the catagen phase, and the telogen phase. Anagen phase is the one which keeps our hair growing, catagen keeps the hair in rest phase, and telogen, yes, it makes your hair shed. So, the more decline we see in estrogen and progesterone, there will be a decline in the anagen phase of hair growth, and there will be more hair shedding, which is the telogen phase of hair growth is going to get super active. In this phase of our life, we also see an androgen excess, which means that hair follicle miniaturization owing to DHEA and or testosterone is quite common. Conversely, there will be a decrease in these androgens as well. The hormone ride is a very chaotic, it's a very interesting, but it is not something which you cannot combat. The number two reason is your stress. Most of us are stressed in today's times, and when we are constantly stressed, our cortisol takes a front seat instead of it being on the back seat. Whenever your body secretes cortisol, which is our stress hormone, it puts your hair growth cycle out of the anagen phase of hair growth. And stress also makes you absorb less of the nutrition. So it kind of impairs your ability to absorb nutrition, because we are not just what we eat, we are what we absorb. So, kind of responding to your stressful situation in a mindful way would be the key. And as much as I would love to say, don't let stress affect you, I would say don't let it affect you in a way you become reactive. Responding to stress from a more mindful place will be your best friend going forward. I honestly have so much going on even right now, but that's not stopping me from coming in front of the camera and recording this, because this is what fulfills me, this is what keeps me going. And maybe this is something which you would want to tap into, because I feel like when we also operate from our core, we do step into our parasympathetic. And parasympathetic state of being is what our hair likes, what our body likes, and what our skin, our gut, everything kind of thrives on a parasympathetic state of being. Right. A lot of women in their perimenopause years do experience the thyroid getting a bit sluggish. And not only does it get sluggish, it also kind of gets misdiagnosed or even undiagnosed in some cases, especially in case of Hashimoto's. And that's why getting your complete thyroid panel would be the key. And unfortunately, a lot of doctors are not looking into ordering a full panel of thyroid. So when you get a thyroid panel, make sure you have your TSH, you have your T3, T4, but also free T3, free T4, and your antibodies. I will actually list all the tests that you should look into when you are getting your analysis of unexplained hair loss. And getting a full blood panel is so important. In situations like this, please do not guess, get a test done. Okay, and I think that brings us to our fourth topic, which is chronic inflammation. And because of a long-standing disease, your cells might be kind of quite reactive, and you might want to get a full blood panel test to done, even to see your inflammatory markers in the blood. And then you would also want to make sure that your PCOS is kind of ruled out, because it also does not get diagnosed in most cases. Poor gut health. If you have poor gut health, you will not be able to assimilate and absorb all the nutrition. So yes, that should be one of your other co factors to look into if you are having unexplained hair thinning and hair loss. If you are also under eating, what you would be doing is, because you have the fear of putting on weight in the perimenopausal years, you will not just eat less, but you will also consume less protein. And you do need protein to kind of create keratin. And every strand of your hair is made of keratin, which is nothing but protein. If you have had inflammation in the past because of COVID, and if you have taken vaccines, that's also a factor to look into of why you have hair loss or hair thinning. And there are a lot of detox modalities that you can adopt to get the remnants out of your system. If you are also a swimmer, you might want to be careful about the chlorine exposure to your hair strand and heavy metal toxicity owing to lead, aluminium, all these things which you get exposed to on a daily basis. And being an ex-dentist, I can say that mercury toxicity is in a lot of clients. I've had some amalgam fillings in the past, and I've also drilled some of you with that. So yes, I am guilty, but I guess I had to leave that path. I never resonated with the conventional form of treatments. So yeah, another factor could be alopecia. Yes, it's an autoimmune condition, but a lot of uh, gut work needs to be done for clients with alopecia, and removal of a lot of stressors would be the key. Again, this is this needs a separate episode altogether. But yeah, these are some of the top causes. And if I have to list a solution to this, I feel like diet would be number one. Lots of protein, lots of hydration. Supplements is the key, because our topsoil is deficient in today's times. And having hair protective hairstyles, like as you see, I have used a claw clip. This puts the least amount of pressure on my hairline, and hairline is the number one place where most perimenopausal women start seeing hair thinning. You would want to adopt some protective hairstyles. Definitely increase your blood flow by stimulating your marma points, which are significantly present on your face and on your scalp. And there are lots of researches now that prove that we need a substantial amount of blood flow for our hair growth. Addressing your gut inflammation, because if your gut is not proper, you're not going to assimilate any of the nutrition and supplements you are consuming. Last but not the least, an optimized hormonal therapy. HRT is very misinterpreted, and there's a lot of fear mongering in women. But when done with the right practitioner, it can really solve a lot of problems. But before you do anything, girls and boys, getting a blood panel will give your practitioner a clear indication of where they can start from, because only if you know the cause, you can have a solution. I hope this video helps, and I will be making a little bit more in depth in my following videos, but this is for all of you who need a precise and articulate and a short video to understand why you're losing hair.